You know what we're gonna make, Chris? We're making like jujitsu for the mind. We're gonna put
Okay.
together an organized thought process so that you, in fact, I'm gonna guarantee that if you use our thought process, you're almost certainly gonna come up with a better decision than if you don't use it.
Okay. I think
Almost
that's fair
certainly.
to say.
Because
Yeah.
you're just thinking, and it doesn't have to be our thought process. I mean, and you got to realize we're not making this stuff up. All we're doing is taking the work people have done for maybe hundreds or thousands of years before us and just turning into a one-page, easy to digest document. You know?
Well, and the one thing we always are going to recognize is we do not all value the same information the same way.
No, no, no.
So that means that you and I can have the same information to start with and come up with different conclusions because of how we value that information.
Yeah, yeah. And in your case, what I would recommend for you is you give less information because you can overwhelm. Just give it just enough to get them started, and then if they want to come back, they can come back for seconds.
What I find is when I start to I try to ask a question to prompt a thought,
Yeah.
and if I don't give more context, people feel like I'm trying to hedge them in or get a gotcha on them.
But we're not trying to trick anybody. We're just trying to give people tools that they
I'm not
can
trying
go
to trick
use.
trick anybody. So my thought when I'm drilling into a topic, right? So if I'm going through Chat GPT, it's easy because it chat responds and it doesn't care if I get angry at it.
Yeah,
Whereas a person, when I'm trying to ask, why do you believe that? I want to know why you believe that. So
yeah.
I might ask outright, why do you believe that? And
Oh
quite
no, you
often,
can't, Chris. You can't listen. You
well,
can't
and
do that.
quite often that's a hard question for people to answer because it goes, so where does that thinking come from, or
No, no, no.
well, how do you get then Scott? How do you get to the
Okay,
core?
that's a good question. That's right. Because those questions are insulting and it feels like they're being interrogated. So you can ask those, but in fact, maybe what we should do
Well,
is we should write those questions down.
tell me what you think that, or tell me more, right? Or tell me, give me some background on that.
Yeah, see, that's good. Hey, give me some background, or say that's a really good idea. How did you get there? That's like really cool. I'd like to learn about that. I mean, I think you're getting to the same question, but um, you just have to frame it in a way that's palatable for them. Put a little sugar on it.
Hmm.
And I think that that's important. It's like the negotiating guy, man. He is so good at that, right?
Chris
He's a
Fox.
genius. Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
no.
the tonality, it's the speed, it's the tone, everything
So
matters.